Alrighty, guys, we are back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have Drake files second action against UMG, Universal, alleging defamation over Kendrick Lamar's false song, which is referring to the smash hit "Not Like Us." And for me, this is probably one of the most hypocritical lawsuits I feel like I've ever seen. People who live in glass houses should definitely not throw stones, and I feel like those words have never rung truer than this situation right here. Drake already filed a lawsuit alleging that Universal artificially pumped up the Not Like Us record using payola, using bots, and also other methods. So that in itself makes this very hypocritical because Drake has definitely been one of the artists that have probably benefited the most from having the industry machine behind him because he has definitely been Universal's golden goose for a very long time. I feel like while trying to expose someone else, he's going to end up exposing himself for being the biggest perpetrator of these very tactics he's accusing somebody else of. And these are tactics that have honestly been commonplace over the industry since honestly its inception. Payola has always been a thing, no matter how many people say that it isn't. And as far as the bots and the streaming farms, guys, before it was bots and streaming farms, it was the labels literally allocating portions of their budget to buy albums during the first week to pump up sales. Because having a solid first week is going to be very, very beneficial to the record sales over the long term. And honestly, if Drake does win, it's going to set a very wild precedent. It seems like right now Drake is trying to muster up any W he can in a year that has been filled with L's, this honestly being another big L for his reputation because who in hip hop would sue over a diss record? I feel like this is going to set a very ugly precedent. And honestly, it might come back to haunt him because not only will it probably be exposed that he's the biggest perpetrator, because I feel like if all the cards are on the table, what's stopping UMG from just like blowing the lid off the industry and saying, yeah, it is a thing, but you were the biggest perpetrator? And what happens then? I know in my last reaction, I said I'm putting on my tinfoil hat for this, but yeah, it seems a lot of us really share the same sentiment. This guy is just trying to get out of his record deal. He signed a very big deal, which he's been trying to pay back as quickly as possible, which is evident when we look at the amount of music he's been dropping and the fact that he's going on these back-to-back tours, literally coming home for like a week and be back on another tour within that month. I feel like the dude's definitely been seeing the change in the climate in the music industry with a lot of very major artists deciding to go independent because now you don't really need the major labels. They're just glorified banks. And honestly, they kind of expect you to do all the work and still take a percentage of everything you make. So at that point, it's like, hey, man, I can do this by myself and make a lot more money and not have to sell 300,000 units. These guys could probably sell 30,000 units and make a lot of money doing it independently, though. And honestly, I feel like most people that try to take on the music industry or the entertainment industry, period, usually does not end well for them. You can look at somebody like a Michael Jackson, and you can look at somebody like a Prince, whose careers definitely were negatively impacted by the fact that they were going up against the music industry, which for Michael's case was Sony. Sony was definitely not very happy that this guy was just buying up everyone's publishing. So yeah, man, I don't see this going well for this guy. And I feel like his ego took a huge hit with the fact that he went himself to go talk to Lucian and the guys over at Universal, and they basically said they did not care. And I don't think that's something that he's been told very much over the last 15 years. And this is definitely giving very strong Karen vibes. I saw one comment in my last reaction basically saying he wants to speak to the manager now. So yeah, man, this is definitely going to get a lot crazier. I feel like this week has been nuts for music, and honestly, that's wild to say given the year we have had, and it's only going to get crazier. His attorneys are smart, and they're trying to throw around the word RICO to make it look worse than it really is. This is definitely a move of somebody that has basically given up. Because when you do something like this, man, you cannot expect for people to look at you the same, and your reputation was already very, very besmirched. But at this point, given all the hate and backlash, he probably doesn't really care anymore and would probably be happy just getting a fat payday and going independent. Even though I have seen some lawyers say that, yeah, this case really has no meat to it and there's really nothing there. And if the case is that weak, honestly, this could be a very thin-veiled attempt to try to disrupt what Kendrick's been doing. Because the dude has been on a historic run. In Drake's head, maybe if you win, you get a fat payday and also potentially ban Not Like Us from playing at the Super Bowl. Because, yeah, man, I feel like that's going to be the only thing that could potentially stop it. Or if you lose, maybe you did enough to try to take some of this steam out of what Kendrick's doing. And even kind of taking away the conversation from the music that Kendrick has just dropped. This is definitely a multifaceted issue with a lot of plausible motivations. But yeah, man, this for me is just one more L and honestly one more black eye on the career of Drake, because I don't care how many of the Drake stands are going to come out and say this is a great look. This is a terrible look when you're suing over a beef, and very hypocritical when you yourself were throwing out claims that Kendrick had allegedly beat his wife and that Whitney was sleeping with bodyguards and fathering children with his best friend. So yeah, man, I feel like a big part of this is that those narratives didn't stick and his narratives did. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into this article. Again, it's entitled Drake Files Second Action Against UMG, Alleging Defamation Over Kendrick Lamar's Fall Song, Being Not Like Us. And honestly, that song was going to be huge regardless, man. While anyone can fake views and streams and X posts, you can't possibly fake the impact it had on culture. We saw the HBCUs playing this record at the pep rallies. We heard this playing in every arena. We heard fighters walk into the ring with this song. While I do feel like all those tactics are a thing, as a music producer, like I said, I've been signed for a few years now, and I've seen it all. And all these guys are using it, even if they're being used unknowingly. Sometimes it's somebody unbeknownst to the artist at the label pressing the button on all this stuff. All right, in a new filing, which claims UMG potentially funneled payments to iHeartRadio as a part of a pay-to-play scheme where the payola comes into effect, sheds new light on the Blockbuster dispute. Drake has launched a second bombshell legal action against Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, accusing the music giant of defamation and claiming it to have halted the release of a song, falsely accusing him of being a PDF. A day after filing an action in New York accusing UMG of illegally boosting Lamar's track on Spotify, Drake's company levels similar claims in Texas court regarding radio giant iHeartRadio. The new filing, filed late Monday and made public on Tuesday, claims UMG potentially funneled payments to iHeart as part of a pay-to-play scheme to promote the song on radio. The filing also offers key new details about Drake's grievances towards UMG, the label where he has spent his entire career. In it, he says UMG knew that Kendrick's song falsely accused him of being a certified predator, but chose to release it anyway. Bam, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a countersuit, because Drake definitely threw out some narratives of his own that were proven to be false. UMG could have refused to release or distribute the song, or require the offending material to be edited or removed. Drake's lawyer is right, but UMG chose to do the opposite. UMG designed, financed, and then executed a plan to turn Not Like Us into a viral mega hit with the intent of using the spectacle of harm to Drake and his businesses to drive consumer hysteria and, of course, massive revenues. That plan succeeded, likely beyond UMG's wildest expectations. Yeah, man, this is such revisionist history because Drake definitely made it personal and started throwing out narratives first. But for him to throw this rock is definitely crazy, man. And I definitely expect a countersuit. Like the New York filing on Monday, the new petition isn't quite a lawsuit. Instead, it's called a pre-action filing aimed at taking depositions from key figures at UMG and iHeart and that might support Drake's accusations in a future lawsuit. And seeking that information, Drake's lawyers say that they already have enough evidence to pursue a claim for defamation against UMG, but that they might also tack on claims of civil fraud and racketeering based on what they discovered from the depositions. And that's where the RICO charge comes in. Yeah, man, they're just throwing that around because right now it's on everyone's minds, given the fact that these RICO cases have definitely been passed around left and right. I feel like I've heard the term RICO like more times in the past probably 2 years than I've ever heard in my life, man. This is crazy. I'm thinking they really don't have anything solid and they're just trying to fish for something. I don't know how Drake's attorneys could actually advise him to actually go through with this filing, knowing that more than likely he would be countersued and be proven that he was doing the same exact thing, if not the same, at a much higher level for a longer period of time. It just makes no sense. But given all the wrong moves Drake's been making this year, it's definitely on brand. But yeah, man, this is crazy, dude. I'm pretty sure Universal is going to be like, yeah, we did it for Kendrick, but we did it way more for you over the course of your career. It's just that these labels are in the business of making money, and right now, perception of Drake is at an all-time low. So that's probably why it's honestly very easy to laugh him and Drake's attorneys out the room. And obviously, these labels have attorneys on hand. I'm pretty sure they probably even spoke to them beforehand and said that, yeah, the dude has nothing on us. So if he wants to go and file this frivolous lawsuit, this may just be a way of playing chicken and trying to get dropped from the label to go independent, but it also may definitely be a way to try to take some of the steam from Kendrick's momentum because it definitely does not seem to be slowing down anytime soon. And I feel like it's only going to pick up in February because the dude might sweep the Grammys and have one of the best halftime show performances. So yeah, man, the guy is priming to have one of the best months a musician period has ever had. The guy comes home with 5 to 7 Grammys and also pulls off an epic halftime show. And I'm pretty sure thereafter there'll definitely be a U.S. arena tour named thereafter. I feel like this is just a Hail Mary from Drake, try to disrupt what Kendrick is doing. But if he wins, Drake is going to open himself up the lawsuits of his own. Because I definitely feel like if this is what you're using to get at Kendrick, I feel like Meek Mill can definitely use this to get at you. Because I'm pretty sure Meek's attorneys can definitely argue that what you did to him is very similar to what you're accusing Kendrick of. That back-to-back record rang off for like a year, fam. And I'm pretty sure they can also argue that the things you were saying in those records also led to loss of wages for Meek. I don't know if you want to open that Pandora's box, man. And yeah, I made that comparison between Drake's life and CB4, man, but definitely expect a sequel, CB6, man, because he said it himself. The Sixers are out, man. But I feel like this is a terrible move, and a move that can only come from somebody that has basically given up. There's no way this guy thinks this is a smart move. But UMG and iHeartRadio did not immediately return requests for comment on the new filing. Lamar is not named as a respondent in the filing, but is not legally accused of any wrongdoing. Universal's music group responded to yesterday's filing with a statement provided to Billboard suggesting that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. The company said, "We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that those fans choose the music they want to hear." Yes, because guys, we have seen multiple times where they have dumped money into somebody for that very artist to just go and flop. You cannot fake the energy in those arenas, let alone fill up that arena with bots, man. But yeah, man, this really doesn't make a lot of sense. It's definitely a Hail Mary, and this is definitely a lose-lose for Drake. This is not something that's going to help his reputation right now. This is just something that's going to be seen as very, very Karen-like behavior. This is crazy, man. Like Monday's bombshell petition, the new filing in Texas, is another remarkable escalation in the high-profile beef between these two stars, which saw Drake and Lamar exchange stinging diss tracks over a period of months earlier this year. Such beefs happen frequently in the world of hip-hop, but few thought either side would file legal actions over the insults. Yeah, man, because it does not happen in hip-hop, man. If that were the case, every single beef in the history of rap would have the grounds for one of these type of lawsuits. It also represents a deepening of the rift between Drake and UMG, where the star has spent his entire career. It's awesome when you're the golden goose and everyone is catering to you. Like I always say, guys, if you're not useful, you're useless. And right now, Drake's reputation is that of like an aging superstar. Yeah, man, you used to be able to win us the game, but now you're not worth the millions that you're costing us. So we'd rather cut ties and start promoting somebody else. Now you feel a certain way. But the way you've acted throughout your career has definitely not built up too much goodwill, which is why you're going through this in the first place. In a scenario where, yeah, no one really is trying to defend you at all, minus a few Drake stands. No matter how many times him or his team say he's unbothered, every day we're proven otherwise, fam. In Tuesday's new petition, Drake essentially accused the music giant of using illegal means to unfairly prioritize one of its artists over the other. Something that he has benefited probably his entire career having that perk. Before it approved the release of the song, UMG knew that the song itself, as well as its accompanying album art and music video, attacked the character of another one of UMG's most prominent artists, Drake, by falsely accusing him of being a PDF, and I'll just leave it as that. His lawyer's right. Over here we have the legal filing with Aubrey Drake Graham's signature, fam. This is definitely something that has sent major shockwaves throughout the industry and the culture. It's something that you don't do. You don't get in a beef and actually engage and then sue somebody because you didn't like one of the lyrics when you were doing the same exact thing. But yeah, man, this is definitely very, very hypocritical. Those who live in glass houses should not throw stones, guys. I don't know how many times we have to say it, but it seems like Drake just does not get it. And right now, his spiral is honestly legendary. I don't think someone's ever had such a quick fall from grace as Drake. But yeah, man, if he's doing this, he's opening up Pandora's box, because it wouldn't be a stretch if Meek Mill was drafting up very similar documents for himself. This is just the beginning. Like I said, this is probably one of the craziest weeks in what has been a very crazy year, just all around, man. I don't expect this to slow down. I feel like the closer we get to the Super Bowl, the more stuff we're going to see, because I feel like right now, him and his team are definitely pulling all stops, trying to prevent that record from being performed. Because, yeah, man, while the pop-out show was bad enough, if he goes and tears it down at the Super Bowl, man, imagine having a full stadium singing it. Energy is going to be crazy because the sound is going to be cavernous, fam. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this develops and if this actually goes anywhere. Like I said, this could just be a ploy for them to, like, slow down what Kendrick is doing, and it still may lead to nothing. So we'll definitely see. But let me know what you guys think about this lawsuit. I feel like there's many sides to this coin. He could be trying to get out of his deal. He could also be trying to slow down Kendrick. But I feel like all these things could be true. But you're playing with fire, fam, and you might get burnt. because you have definitely benefited from this system for your whole career. And right now you're trying to back Universal into a corner. And fam, these labels have dealt with stuff like this before, man. So it might not end well for you. We already saw what happened to Diddy after he sued that liquor company. All his skeletons came out the closet. So yeah, we can expect the very same thing for Drake. That these labels are going to try to do their best to try to get anything to discredit this guy and show that he is probably the biggest perpetrator of the very things he claims somebody else is doing to him. This is wild. This lawsuit is not hip hop at all, fam. I feel like if you engaged in the beef, you pretty much take yourself out of the running for doing anything like this, man, because you willingly were a participant. One of his alleged managers also posted a very thinly veiled, uncrypted message on X where he quoted some of Drake's lyrics. We're going to jump right into that. Right here we have Drake's manager. Reacts to him taking legal action against UMG by posting red button lyrics, which obviously that's all we needed to hear. If I press this red button, dog, everybody heaven gated. Press this red button, dog, and everything forever changes, which is off of the Scary Hours 3 project, which for me is just saying, yeah, this dude is ready to crash out and take out the entire industry because they stopped supporting him. It's definitely very, very soft behavior. You can't go and inflict the very things you're accusing other people of doing for years and then go and try to pull this, man. This is so soft, man. Definitely let me know what you guys think about this statement because this is freaking crazy. DJ Head also had a statement about the lawsuits. He posted, I would have respected the legal actions a lot more had he not dropped another record after. Yeah. Like I said, the dude was an active participant, but also responded to that very record. So I totally agree with DJ Head. Can't be a bully, swing on someone, they swing back harder. You attempt to shoot the gun jams, you prosecute for assault. God bless America. Drake really did ask Kendrick to drop. Yeah, man, these lawsuits are super, super corny, fam. This is not hip hop at all. And honestly, I feel like you're going to end up exposing yourself more than you already have. This guy has definitely made some terrible decisions this year. He does have enough stands and enough of a core fan base that if he were able to go independent, he would still make a ton of money. But he's doing more damage than I possibly could have ever imagined him doing for his own reputation. But at this point, with all the backlash and hate, like I said earlier, maybe he's like, F it, man. They already hate me, man. So what's a few more people? But I feel like when you're messing with the industry, yeah, man, it's very dangerous waters, man. You may end up deleted for like messing with the status quo, man. Again, these actions are all alleged. Everything from these lawsuits to sitting with the streamers and that tear where he was posting all those like selfies. None of that stuff really helped him at all at making him look cooler. Yeah, man. CB6, guys, coming to a theater near you. But definitely let me know what you guys think about this second lawsuit. I'm honestly starting to think that there's really nothing to it. And if he continues this route, he's just going to end up doing more damage to himself. And who knows, maybe exposing that he was, like I said, the biggest perpetrator of all this stuff because he was, fam. So yeah, time will definitely tell, man. This could just be a game of him playing chicken to try to get out of that contract. That contract was for a lot of money. At this point, they might just keep you out of spite. So we'll see. I don't think this really slows down Kendrick at all. I think he's going to be fine. But definitely let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about these two lawsuits now? What do you think Drake's intentions are with these lawsuits? And do you think they're actually going to be successful? I, as of right now, think they're just like grasping at straws. But I guess we'll see, man. But I definitely agree with DJ Head's first sentence. I would have respected the legal actions more if he had not dropped after that Not Like Us record. Because right now, it just seems like you're just trying to scramble for any possible W you can get, even though you're not reading the room and seeing that this is a terrible move. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. And guys, I want to let you guys know how grateful I am for you watching these videos and making this channel a part of your day and also adding on to the conversation. You guys are freaking awesome. The channel just blew past 1 million views, and we also had close to 400 subs overnight. So it's all thanks to you guys, and I want to let you guys know how grateful I am. You guys are freaking awesome. The dialogues you add to the conversation are always great. So I'm definitely looking forward to what you guys have to say about this. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Drake, this is such cornball behavior, fam. I just think not only are you trying to go independent, but also that you're not going to be able to change how people view you.